please.
Thank you. I have the honor to deliver this statement on behalf of the Major Group for Children and Youth. Co-shares. It's time to turn rhetoric into real policy and practice. Children and young people are not just a check-off stakeholder group. We offer real solutions. This joint meeting between FFD and Post-2015 presents a big opportunity to give coherence in strategies in both outcomes. Needless to say, that ambitious outcomes and strong monitoring and accountability frameworks of MOI and FFD are indispensable for the realization of a people-driven agenda. Partnerships should be assessed through a comprehensive mechanisms that identify the social, economic, ecological impact on sustainable development. It is also crucial in all partnerships made with businesses and the private sector that private gain must not be made at public expense. All commitments in this regard should be subject to an accountability mechanism in line with other mechanisms being implemented throughout the process. Importance should be placed on resource allocation and investment in statistical capacities of countries that enhances the ability of young people and children to engage at all levels in decision-making, implementation, monitoring, and accountability through legally mandated and funded mechanisms. Investment in new and reliable disaggregated data will be required to cover the gaps in monitoring progress. The effects of sustainable development policies on children and young people need to be seen. Without investment in data disaggregation, children and young people remain at the risk of being invisible, and the most vulnerable will continue to be left behind. Also, the cost of inaction to health, lives, economic productivity, public budgets far outweigh the cost of the investments required to fulfill the gender equality. These investments have multiple payoffs that will bolster poverty eradication and drive inclusive sustainable development. Governments should maximize the fiscal space for health spending, including sexual reproductive health rights, and remove financial barriers to accessing sexual and reproductive health services, as well as regulate private financing for the provision of sexual and reproductive health rights and services. Furthermore, any MOI and FFD framework will fail at sustainable development if it does not effectively integrate the three dimensions of sustainable development. In this regard, we need to regulate and facilitate macroeconomic environments, including central banks and private corporations, that effectively integrate the ecological risk and planetary boundaries into all metrics, specifically through ecological and progressive taxation. Finally, we urge you all to incorporate these children and youth priorities. It is your turn now. Give us the means to implement this agenda. Thank you.